So today we're going to be doing an Asian fusion haircut on Piper. Piper is a Chinese crested powder puff. She is one of my dogs. If you're not familiar with this breed, it is a drop-coated breed. They have long hair that'll grow all the way down to the ground. It's a very soft textured coat. And so I would like to also talk about the products that we're going to be using before I get started. So, and I like to call this haircut the Farrah Fawcett look because it just reminds me of Farrah Fawcett when her head's all done. So what we're going to be using today is, of course, our clippers, and I've got the blue snap-on comb, the 3/8 inch, or some will call it the number 2 snap-on comb. That's what I use on her body. The legs are scissored. So of course we'll be using our scissors. This is a 6-inch shear, and then I like my little 3-inch shears for when I go to do the muzzle. And of course my thinners. The thinners I'm using is a 65 tooth thinner. And for when we do the head, I have a 1/4 inch round barrel curling iron that you can pretty much pick up anywhere. This one's actually made by Vidal Sassoon, but any curling iron will do that you're comfortable handling. You don't have to have this, but I find it handy when I'm separating out the top of her hair to curl. So this is a knitting needle. It's a fancy knitting needle. I actually use it for my poodle, so I got this one at a dog show. And then a little bit of hairspray. And it doesn't really matter what hairspray you're using, but this is one of my favorites. Whatever you pick, just make sure it doesn't have any water in it, so that it's a fast drying hairspray, so it doesn't wet your coat and dries quickly. And so as far as prep work is concerned, before we got started with her today, of course we're starting with a squeaky clean dog. I mentioned squeaky clean because with any dog, with any good groom, you want to make sure your dog is really clean, otherwise you're not going to get the finished product that you're looking for. Especially the more detailed work that you do, like when we're doing our Asian fusion heads, we're doing these round muzzles, you're not going to achieve that look if it's not a really clean face. So another thing that we did with prep work, obviously her pads were done and her nails have already been trimmed. We've already done her sanitary around her butt and her little girl parts. But another thing I did was in the bathtub for the conditioner. One of my favorite conditioners is the Artero Keratin conditioner. We put that into her legs and on the top of her head. It just helps to add some control to the coat. It gets the coat to lay down. So I use the keratin conditioner as well on her legs, head, and her tail.